You are so lucky to see this video because this channel is always giving the newest game on mobile with a variety of content list. So I would like to recommend you all to like this video or subscribe, and please enjoy the video of Top 10 New Games Offline and Online Games for Android and iOS 2025 4K. Ninja Party. You all need to download this game now because it's pretty satisfying and I love the entire gameplay. The main idea is combining a brawl game, multiplayer, and also parkour base because the arena battle is pretty identical to the altitude. Climbing the wall, pass through the obstacle, and also jumping to the further spot is possible to do. So you all need to move frequently into a different spot to find some weapon that will respawn randomly. Weapons like a great sword, katana sword, hammer, gun, and many more. There are no allies between you, so you all need to compete with each other to win the battle, which I mean a deathmatch mode. Each of the arenas will have a different experience that you all need to understand how the arena's pattern is working. In the end, we need to reach the higher score in the world rank to earn a better reward. Ninja Party is the best new game multiplayer Android iOS 2025. TABS Pocket Edition. As the game name, which is totally accurate battle simulator, it will represent how the game can calculate the power, defense, and how the strategy and positioning is really important as an indicator to measure the power between two different factions. I like the graphic and how accurately they calculate our army against the enemy. We can deploy so many selection of classes like a warrior, knight, king knight, archer, healer, and many more. Remember, we can't navigate the hero, but we are only able to pick your favorite hero and try to think which hero we should make a good counter, because everything is about the strategy. Once the battle starts, then you can't control the hero. The only thing we can do while in combat is just rotate the camera perspective, but honestly, it's pretty difficult to control the camera angle. I need to learn how to zoom in, zoom out. The developer should adjust the camera rotation control just like the other game that is way simpler. Fortnite 84. This game is absolutely wonderful, one of the best new game in 2025. Look at how smooth the gameplay is, and it has a very unique gameplay where the player can climb the wall, but it needs a certain stamina to do this action. Make sure you are focused on it so your character doesn't feel exhausted. Basically, it's kind of a shooter base, and we will play as a battleground system where we should try to survive and become the last man standing. As a shooter game, honestly, I can easily get so many weapons. The developer are preparing a lot of guns around us, especially inside of the building. You will get a 90% treasure chest that contain weapons and some supporting goods. In combat, the player can use a sliding action to dodge and shoot the target, and it will make your hero can't be touched easily. Each of the heroes will have their own skill ability that we can use, but need to wait until the cooldown times is ready. Fortnite 84 is the best new multiplayer game that looks so competitive for mobile platform. White Rim. Once you play and see the game, I guarantee you'll be so familiar with the visual, because the whole character concept is absolutely similar to a Snowbreak game. Do any of you know the reason why this game looks so identical? Seriously, the developers should announce it as a series or the next sequel, so the player will not be confused anymore. Look at how the UI is absolutely similar. We will control the character with a sci-fi appearance. The advanced and futuristic world is the main concept. I noticed there were two things the player need to learn and focus on, which are the chain skill between the hero to give an extra damage once he triggers it, and the second one is the burst skill. It's a pretty important action skill that will give a massive damage to the monster continuously, or in a large scale of area effect. Unfortunately, I realize you all need to have a high-end phone spec to run it in the maximum visual. Subnautica. I've never seen any game that has a lot of details, especially in the underwater world. You will see how beautiful the graphics are with a crystal clear sea of water that will make you believe if the mobile game has reached this level. Anyway, Subnautica has released on multi-platform, which is on console, PC, Nintendo Switch, and right now on mobile. But you can't underestimate the graphic because the developer successfully optimized the visual on this platform. The main story starts with a broken submarine, so we need to explore the area to find a way to reach the safety area and survive. We need to understand the storyline because some areas are prohibited by the radical virus, so we need to stay away from it and find the other way. While we are swimming, a lot of strange monsters will respawn. You need to understand their behavior. Some of them are pretty calm, and some of them are pretty aggressive. Make sure you keep survive and keep your healthy bar to play but longer. Outlanders MMO. This is a new MMORPG game, but actually I never saw any single player playing it beside me. I think the developer should start on producing more marketing system, so the game will get a wider attention and more newbie players should have to come then. The game's graphics are quite interesting. Unfortunately, it needs a lot of improvement and optimization from the stability to make sure our phone can keep running the game into the high setting. It's because my phone's temperature is getting hotter. In fact, I didn't find anyone playing it. I can't imagine once the game has a massive player on one screen. How possible the mobile phone can maintain the heat then? This is a serious issue that the other games developers should fix and find the solution. The game's combat mechanism is a hack and slash. We can craft the equipment and place the attribute status point once you gain a new level, like the strength, speed, intelligence, or a dexterity. That impact survival online. If you love to play a top-down view perspective game, then I would like to straight to play on this game because it has a great combination of two different games genres, which are MMORPG and also survival. Basically, it's kind of a dungeon base where the village is the only spot that we can meet with the other player, and then all of the players should find the mission and move into a contaminated area. Of course, to fight against the zombies, all of the looting items are pretty easy to find around the area, even you don't have to face the zombie to loot the material. Seriously, the developers are really good at making the game even more fair and balanced. At the beginning, we'll have to pick 3 different classes of warrior, tankers, or hunter. 3 of these classes will have a different playstyle, so we can decide to play aggressive or defensive based on your roleplay character. Build up your hero by placing the attribute status to increase the strength point and also defensive point. Epic Conquest X. This game absolutely impressed me, one of the best new sequel of the Epic Conquest game. I'm so happy how the developers are pretty active in updating this series because I'm a big fan of this franchise. Not like the previous version that we can play the game offline, but anyway, on this version we should turn on the connection to enjoy the game. It has a better graphic, better visual, and better animation, especially when we have a dialogue. I love how interesting the conversation between 2 of the main protagonists is. Most of the dialogue has a humor base that will deliver a fun story to the player. The game's combat mechanism is hack and slash based with an action RPG that perfectly blended with the characteristic of the heroes. We can switch between the party members, unleash the special skill once the gauge meter reaches the limit. The party will actively attack the enemy randomly, so will attack the nearest target and launch a basic combo. Blaze Blue Entropy Effect. This game is my favorite side-scrolling game on mobile right now, and I have never seen any side-scrolling game that has an interesting gameplay the same as this game. Proudly, it got my attention. The gameplay mechanism is a hack and slash base, so the player should be able to play at a high intensity speed, because we'll fight against so many enemies at once from a different direction, either from a forward or from backwards. As a player, we should always try to release the skill whenever it's ready. With an area of effect range, surely, the skill will help you a lot to defend and attack at the same time. Once you face the boss, you will understand how difficult the game is. It needs a huge effort to finish the boss. The warning skill is pretty fast before the boss releases the skill. That means you need to have a high reflex to dodge. Grand Criminal Online Sandbox. This game is the most worthy game GTA games like on mobile. Seriously, it has the most fair game on mobile. We don't have to buy any single weapon in the store because the gun is pretty easy to find around you all. Even the developer don't push the player to watch any ads. This is really good and the other GTA games should be following it. No wonder the game has 10 million players who are enjoying it right now. With so many active players all around the world, the graphics are really crazy. I love how the realistic effect of ragdoll physics is. We can easily collect a lot of money just by killing the NPC and accepting so many side quests at the same time. I highly recommend you all to play it as a sandbox gameplay without pushing yourself into the main storyline and see how good the game is. I would give 10 to 10 for everything it has. Absolutely no pay to win game on mobile. Bonus, Shadowborn. This game is super good, one of the best new upcoming game that has a Diablo game like. Seriously, all players should know how good the game is. The combat action looks super smooth, even the player can slash the sword while moving. But there is one thing that I love the most is when our hero can ride a horse and kill the entire enemy while riding the horse. This is so amazing. The main gameplay is exploring the dungeon to collect some equipment that is located in a hidden spot. Always explore the dungeon to find the treasure chest to strengthen your main hero's equipment. It's a simple game, you only need to learn 3 main actions, which are basic attack, heavy damage by holding down the attack button, and also dodging action to evade the incoming attack. These all are the best new game on mobile that you can play in online or offline game mode. So make sure you tap the like button to support this channel. See you on the next video. Thanks.